name is Dominik Kasprzycki, and I invite you to my report from ESSEN Spiel 2019. I hope you will see how this event looks like, and next year maybe you will join us. So enjoy watching. When you arrive at Essen, you will probably enter the event through the south gate. So you are here and you want to go hall number 1, later number 2, and then you will be able to enter the gallery. From the gallery you can visit hall 3, 4, 5 and 6. Of course, you can travel between all those halls, but sometimes it gets confusing and you may get lost. Now the doors are opened, and some people will know about some insane sales, and you will see that the behavior is quite strange. They will rush through the gate to be the first at this stand. Of course, you can slowly just progress to the hall 1 and enjoy the show. I now stand on the balcony of Artyom restaurant, and the food is quite nice here. So later, during the show, it's a good place to have some meals. You see the south entrance to Hall 1, but before you go there, I advise you to visit Hall 1A. This is called the press room. The press room is a place when all publishers put their new games on the tables, so everyone could see them. During the entire year, all people will be able to vote on the games presented in this room. At the next Essen, the winner will be announced. Now let's dive into this hall and see some new games. Our first stop is on Mars. Your goal in this game is to develop a self-sustaining colony independent of any terrestrial organization. I really like how this game looks like. The score is 8.2. It's quite high. A lot of ratings, but the complexity of the rules 4.42. This is quite high, so the game may be difficult to learn. After getting the permission, now we can see the Fuji Koro. It's a game for 2 to 6 players in competitive mode. But you can play this game as a cooperative one, 1 to 6 players. And your mission is to save as many relics from the sacred temples, because Mount Fuji is on the verge of erupting. Uprising is challenging and fully cooperative board game for 1 to 4 players set in deeply immersive post-apocalyptic dark fantasy setting. As the known world is about to end, the players take over the role of a great hero to lead the factions through those dark times. You play against 2 asymmetric enemy factions controlled by the game itself, Chaos and Empire. The game ends after 4 chapters. And here we have a fun little game called BARPIG. In this game, you are trying to tell epic story while drinking. So if you manage to reach the level 5 of your story, you win the game. But of course before that, you may get wasted and lose the game. I acquired a copy of this game and soon there will be time for testing. Another game I was looking for to buy was the Clank version, but not in space, the regular one. But all copies were sold out, so here you can see a new expansions. And I know that the game is good. The goal terra below is to be first player to score 20 victory points by collecting worm eggs and delivering them to locations around town, or by hunting down and killing those vicious worms. And here we have a Sub-Terra Collector's Edition, a 1 to 6 player cooperative game of terrifying cave escape. Cowboy Bebop, one of the best animated series ever made. I just love this universe. A competitive deck building game for 2 to 4 players in which you play one of the 4 members of the famous Bebop crew. Here is Vicious and we need to capture him. If he escapes, the game will end and we will lose. The Faceless, a mysterious criminal is terrorizing the city of Nihama. Will Section 9 agents will be able to contain the threat in this first board game adaptation of legendary anime Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. The game is semi-cooperative 2 to 5 player with a modular board. I hope the graphics will be improved. For now it's just a copy-paste. There were two similar games from the same publisher. Coins check, beautiful minis check. Special dice, board, dragon and treasures. All we need for cool adventure. Dragon Hunters. This is a 1-4 cooperative game. One of us will be carrying the treasure and the rest will face the dragon. Yggdrasil Chronicles, 1-5 cooperative game. You play as a Norse god and you need to defend the holy tree, Yggdrasil, and survive the onset of Ragnarok. Very interesting board building. Not all publishers invest highly in imposters, some hire true barbarians. And even bigger creatures. Like ogres like. They were promoting the game last Bastion, a cooperative game for 1-4 players, where a handful of heroes have just stolen the powerful relics from the evil queen. Without them the immortal sovereign is weakened. Recovering them is now her sole purpose. So it's more like a tower defense type of game, I think. Hello Christopher, and here is his game, Pangea. It's a strategic board game set in the time of great Permian extinction. At the end of Perm, life was on the brink of utter extinction, and we need to prepare for the imminent catastrophe. Zona is another game from the Polish publisher Rebel. To win the game, players must reach the sarcophagus of Chernobyl nuclear power plant. And here we have a box without the title on this cover. Very strange. After the press room, we are entering Hall 1. And here you can buy some cool, cheap games. But you will need to wait in line. So if you have time, you may buy some cool games. As for the publishers, a huge stand of the Queen games, and I really like the runestones, but I end up buying Deep Blue. Beautiful game, less text on the cards, my kids will love it. And here we have a cool mini or not. The Zombicide Black Plague. I love the game, and I just don't have this kind of board at my home. Those buildings. On the next table we saw Zombicide 2nd edition, and I think it's still on the Kickstarter, but I'm kind of guy that one Zombicide in my life is enough. Trudvang Legends adventure game. I was very hyped during the Kickstarter because of the artwork of Paul Bonner. That this is my master. I started digital painting because of his art. And the Starcadia Quest. The Supreme Commander Thorn wants to control the galaxy, and we need to stop him. Each player leads a crew of 2 heroes flying through the space on a quest to defeat him. Cyberpunk. We all want this game to be good. And Ankh. Those miniatures, they are insane. I must admit that I give a pass to the Rising Sun, but I think I will buy this game. And it might end up that I will be buying Rising Sun too, to have the whole collection, right? A Song of Ice and Fire. If only the Season 8 didn't end like it ended. The game has very high score, but I haven't played it. So please write in the comments, is this game really good? Everyone loves Cthulhu. Dead May Die. Of course based on the writings of H.P. Lovecraft. You and your fellow players represent investigators who, instead of trying to stop the coming of elder gods, want to summon those otherworldly beings so that you can put a stop to them permanently. You want to try to summon this god. You're a crazy person. Now we are leaving the stand of the Call Me or Not, but the people here and the whole event are very very positive. And here we see Sanctum. This game was very close to our stand, but I totally missed the game. I haven't played, but I love the artwork. It's based on the Diablo computer game. It's more competitive game, so I'm very intrigued by the design. Let's hope the score will go up. And now we enter the Hall 2. And here you can see the Red Imp. This is our base camp, and me and all my friends were here most of the time. We mainly show the Pangea game, and we sold out at the Saturday. Here is my friend Peter, and he is showing his a prototype of the game Entity. The game will be probably released next year. And here we have some deluxe edition of Pangea and miniatures of all the species. Next to us was a board and dice, a very huge stand. Plenty of people were playing the games. And here we see Dice Settlers. That's difficult name. And another name, Trismegistus. Even for me, a Polish guy, it's difficult to pronounce them right. And here we have Awakened Realms Light. And the games Beast and Flick of Fate. Are smaller games, more easy ones. We know that Awakened Realms are very heavy thematic games. And here is Marcin. He was very busy. He talked with Ready Steady Play, reviewers from UK, that we'll be reviewing the ZERYWIA Kickstarter too soon. And now we see the miniatures for Tainted Grail and the monsters of Avalon. And honestly, I prefer one color wash. Now we go outside to see the gallery. Here you can eat and play some huge sizes versions of games like a Carcassonne here. There are plenty of cool attractions for the kids. From here you can explore each hall. So you have entrance to hall 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now we will proceed to hall 3 and then we will see the rest of the halls. In hall 3 I mainly visit a Portal game stand to see the Pret-a-Porter and Imperial Settlers. Next my stop was a Game Brewer at hall 4. Plenty people were playing the Fuji Koro game. If you are looking for some kids games, you should visit hall 4 or 5. It's really hard to show you everything that was happening there. A lot of stands, a lot of attractions, a lot of games. It's barely impossible to show you everything in short material. Now we are in hall 5 and here we are at Armata Strigoi. This is an oversight, of course, version of the game. And I'm very intrigued by the game. Is this something more, or is it just game based on the fame of metal band Powerwolf? And here are Titans, another game from Poland that will be on the Kickstarter this month. I'm very interested how this campaign will goes. D-Day dies. Soon it will be launched a Kickstarter in Poland, but this is already a released version of the game. Nice to see this game in flesh. And here is Parabellum stand, where you can paint some of your miniatures, of course, if you have time. And we all know we don't have time for this, right? I was planning to visit the Warhammer stand, but my trip was interrupted by those awesome miniatures from Parabellum. And look at this! Now I need this in my life. I need this in my room. You understand me? I easily will find a space for this. I know, it's addiction, I know. That's how I just enjoy this view. And of course there is a second one, right? So now I need this one too. My room will look like those two beautiful things and my bed between them. But I'm fine with that. And here we have another game, but I totally forgot to check the name. I'm not sure. If you know what's the game, please write in the comments. And here are some shiny dice, some beautiful woodwork. And some nice tasty alcohol. Yes. Me and my friends from Reddit, we often do the war councils, and we need to drink to do the correct decisions, right? Or something like this. The Witcher. Soon on Netflix. It appeared to be a very good show. I hope so. And the holy grail of this ESSEN. Asmodee basically throw those boxes at us. €7 for epic ship, and on Sunday it was like half price, $3.50, and at the end it was like $2, something like this. You can get an epic ship for X-Wing. So as you can see, the final hours of ESSEN Spiel was a little bit crazy. Asmodee was just throwing all the epic X-Wing models at us, and it was very difficult to resist. So that's why I end up with over 20 models for X-Wing and just 2 board games. I bring with me a Deep Blue, a very cool family game, very beautiful painted, and another game is the King of All Bards. I want to test this one, and maybe there will be some kind of review on the channel. And few words about upcoming Kickstarter called ZERYWIA. So ZERYWIA is our project that is starting 11 November on Kickstarter, and I invite you to be a part of the tribe. We jump into the Slavic mythology adventure cooperative game. So check out our profile on the Facebook, and we will be thankful for supporting us on the Kickstarter. We are waiting for two reviews. One is Undead Viking from US, and he already played the demo at ESSEN Spiel and he enjoyed the game. and another reviewer is Mike from Ready Steady Play, and those guys made a lot of reviews for Awakened Realms. So I really hope that the campaign will be successful, and see you on the Kickstarter. Bye bye!